Hey, my Liptons. So I wanted to come in here and do a follow-up video. So if the ones that are already, you know, if y'all saw my comments about this whole situation that went down with Harry and Meghan's Foundation Archewell and the Muslim Women's Coalition, I did an initial video about it. When was it? Yesterday or the day before yesterday? At this point, I don't even know when I be doing videos. But I did discuss my disappointment, and I also discussed a little bit of hypocrisy on a few of the fans' side, because it was like, they were holding two private citizens who are Meghan and Harry more accountable than the politicians who actually have the power and the gavel to stop this genocide. Okay, so I discussed that and I put that up. Now, Meghan and Harry's foundation, they released a statement. So I read the statement, and I also I'm not gonna say I dwelled in. There were other fan accounts that kind of dwelled into the MWC's some of the protests that they have gotten involved with, and there was apparently some problematic things that the MSU, MW, why do I keep saying MSU, MWC's was involved in. The I would say more so the founder. I won't say like the whole foundation was involved in it, but I would say the founder. But and I feel like there's still so many like both sides of them that I feel like I need to defend, or like I feel like I need to play devil's advocate for it. So first things first, I do need to play devil's advocate on Harry and Meghan's end, because I can see why now. And now I feel bad. I wish that like I shouldn't have made the video that I made initially. I should have waited for the statement to be released, because I'm not gonna lie to you. At first, I didn't think that Harry and Meghan's foundation was gonna release a statement. But since they released it, it's like I deleted the initial video that I did on them, and now this is going to be the updated version, and this will actually stay up, okay? So this video on TikTok and on YouTube will stay up, okay? Because my video was actually getting a lot more traction on TikTok than it was on YouTube, okay? So I'm gonna leave this up. But here's the thing: I feel like I'm gonna play devil's advocate for both sides, because I feel like I see where Harry and Meghan was coming from with this, and I also see where the WC was trying to do, but I can't lie. The messaging was bad. The messaging was bad. I gotta keep it a stack with them. I gotta keep it. And mind you, this comes from. If y'all have been on my channel, y'all already know I am a Muslim woman. I am a black woman. So it's like all of this is a touchy subject for me. And on top of that, it's like y'all already know I'm against this genocide that is happening in Palestine. I'm against this whole thing. Y'all already know I'm for the liberation of Palestinians. So it's like, above all this stuff, above me standing and me liking people, that comes first. The liberation of Palestinians comes first always. I stand on business when it comes to that. Now, obviously, on some petty parasocial relationships kind of thing, of course, like y'all already know on this channel, I like Harry and Meghan. Like on some parasocial shit, like I like Harry and Meghan. So, but I gotta speak on what I gotta speak on, okay? So let's go to this article, okay? Because they kind of shout out to Feminigra or Negra. I don't know how y'all gonna say it, but like shout out to them, because they broke down this whole situation and why Archibald decided to cut ties with MWC. Okay, so let's read the article real quick. I'm gonna try to speed it up, because I don't want this video to be too long. But yeah, let's get into it. It says here, why Archibald cut ties with I don't know why they say MMWC. It should have been MWC. Okay. Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex's Archibald Foundation has found itself in the middle of a heated debate after quietly withdrawing financial support from Milwaukee. Oh, okay. M is for Milwaukee. Okay. Milwaukee Muslim Women's Coalition. Okay. Critics accused the couple of abandoning their values, but a closer look at the facts reveals something else. A difficult but necessary decision to protect the integrity of their foundation and its mission. Archibald donated over 55,000 to MMWC Between 2023 and 2024, the fund supported programs for Afghani refugee women, including Sewing Group and Support Circle. The partnership fit Archewell's values of dignity, justice, and empowerment, yet the concerns emerged about rhetoric and imagery tied to the organization's leadership. The foundation responded with speed and transparency. The reaction was not an attack on free speech, it was a reflection on Archewell's values, which I do agree with. Pro-humanity, pro-peace, and pro-equality. We must reconsider even good work when political advocacy includes hate-linked imagery. As Archewell made clear in its official statement, there is no place for symbolism that combines the Star of David with a swastika, okay? This is the part, and they actually do show the image, so hopefully YouTube don't do nothing to my video, because I am going to show the image so y'all guys can see. The whole Star of David with the swastika thing, I see, like, okay, I see what the MWC was trying to do, but the messaging was bad. I have to be honest. And this coming from like a black Muslim woman, the messaging was just bad. It was bad. I have to be honest. Like, first and foremost, okay? And I'm going to talk about it. Or language that appears to call for the destruction of others. That part I disagree with Harry and Meghan's statement. But like the first part is like, I can see why they cut ties, but I'm going to get to it. Understanding the events that led to the decision, in 2023, Archewell donated $27,960 to support MMWC's refugee work. A second donation followed in 2024. These grants came with no fanfare, only a clear commitment to support underdeserved communities, okay? In February 2024, Janan Najib published an opinion piece in the Wisconsin Muslim Journal that drew increased attention in the article. She referred to Israel as an apartheid state, which it is, and used the phrase "from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free," which I personally, I don't find nothing wrong with that statement. I feel like a lot of the Zionists are trying to like take over what the statement actually means, but that's a whole different conversation. While it's true that several UN experts and human rights organizations have described Israel's treatment of the Palestinians as apartheid, and recent military action in Gaza have been labeled genocidal under the international law legal standards, the political climate remains deeply polarized. Some interpret the phrase as a call for Palestinian liberation and human rights. True, that's what it actually means, but people are trying to hijack Zionists, or like liberal Zionists are trying to hijack, and and conservative Zionists too are hijacking "from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free." They're trying to hijack it and make it into like some anti-Semitism thing when it really isn't. When it really is not. It really is not. So that's the problem that I have. Others, particularly with the Jewish communities, view it as a threat to Israel's existence, in which a charged environment language that resonates with one audience can provoke alarm in another. Inflammatory. Okay, so trigger warning. Okay, I'm about to show the mural where it does conflate the Star of David with the swastika. So if y'all feel sensitive and stuff like that, please do not report my video. I'm just trying to show y'all what broke the straw that broke the camel's back with this whole situation, okay? So do not get offended. I'm just showing y'all what happened, okay? This is not me. This is not my words, not my picture. Somebody else made the picture, and I'm just showing y'all why this whole situation went down like this. The situation intensified when News Nation contacted Archewell with additional information. A mural created by Janan Najib's brother, Isan Atta, hopefully I'm saying his name right, appeared in Milwaukee, featured a swastika embedded in a Star of David, an image widely condemned as anti-Semitic. The controversy deepened when the MMWC, led by Najib, posted the image to its official social media platform, further blurring the lines between personal expression and organizational endorsement. Okay, so y'all about to see the picture. And not just the brother, but the sister Najib. Janan Najib defends the mural message, saying that it aims to reclaim the Star of David's meaning for Palestinians and hints at the reproducing the design elsewhere. Okay, y'all about to see it. The mural, paired with inflammatory commentary, drew widespread condemnation. Jewish organizations labeled it anti-Semitic. A local black business owner expressed outrage that it replaced a mural honoring Breonna Taylor. Oh, this is where, okay, I'm going to talk about it though. Though Najib did not create the image herself, the connection and the lack of public distancing raised questions about the values Archewell might appear to endorse through continued partnership. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, even though I do not like the whole Stop Anti-Semitism page, whatever this one's on Twitter, I think, because they be labeling things anti-Semitic when it's truly, they're trying to label the Kafifa, they label Palestine, they label so many things where it's clearly not that. We're just asking for the liberation of Palestinians. They label that. So with the other things, like, y'all need to take them with a grain of salt. But with this, they felt some type of way. Okay, so this is the image right here on the right side, and it says the irony of becoming what she once hated. So it's like, I understand what they're trying, like, I understand what Ishan Atta was trying to say and do. Like, that's the thing. I feel like people don't want to see both sides, because this whole situation now, unfortunately, has become a polarizing issue. So it's like the people that, like, we're using our critical thinking skills. It's like, I see what he was trying to do, but the messaging was bad. Like, I just have to be honest. Like, the image looks bad. Like, because if you're involving a swastika, it's just something immediately right off the bat. It's like, there's no questions about it. If I was Ishan, I probably would have used Hitler instead. Like, use Hitler instead of, like, don't even involve the Star of David or none, or the swastika. Leave that all out. If y'all could have just used Hitler and say, hey, like, y'all are becoming the people who y'all once hated, and y'all show an image of Hitler, then I feel like people will be defending this. Even the people who are more so starting to see where the people who want the liberation of Palestinians, you start to see it in conservative spaces too. Like, that, I feel like it would have hit better than this. Okay, so, and on top of that, y'all took down the mural. Yeah, it's like y'all could have put this mural somewhere out, like on a different area. Like, why did you guys have to put it over Breonna Taylor's mural? Like, and on top of that I can definitely see this rubbing a lot of black people the wrong way. I can see it rubbing a lot of black people the wrong way. So that's what happened. Archewell sent a letter to MMWC confirming the end of its funding. Executive directors James Holt and Shauna Knepp followed the public statement on April 18th. They acknowledged the diversity of political beliefs within their network, but made one boundary clear: hate-fueled imagery and language are not acceptable under any circumstance. MMWC's expresses disappointment. Okay, so this is, if y'all want to see what the MMWC, this is before Archewell released their statement. So if y'all want to go see that, this is their page. Y'all guys can go to their page and see what they had to say. And Najib defended her op-ed, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And they said she firmly rejected the suggestion that her language constituted hate speech or anti-Semitism. Like, that's the thing. Like, in a way, it's like, I feel like I have to defend Najib, because it's like, I don't think they meant it to be that way. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, and I'm not just saying this because I'm also Muslim or whatever, but like, looking at Najib and her brother, like, in the whole mural thing, I don't think they meant it to be like in like a hate kind of thing, like with the Star of David and the swastika. Like, they were trying to say, like, listen, like, the Star of David is, it's your symbol, it's what y'all believe in, the Abrahamic religion, like, boom, boom, boom. But like, the swastika is something that y'all hate that imagery, y'all hate that symbolism, but it's like y'all also carrying out acts like what the Nazis has carried out with this, what this symbol represents. It's kind of like how we look at it with the Confederate flag in the United States. It's like, y'all over here waving the Confederate flag in 2025. It's like, do y'all know what that flag represents? Like, so I think that Najib was trying to say, like, yo, like, y'all are also doing the same things that what y'all oppressors did back in the day with the swastika and stuff like that. So that's what they were trying to say. But personally, for me, like, and this is just me personally, I personally would have just used the image of Hitler. Like, I wouldn't even have used the swastika, period. Like, I don't know. I just personally would have never used that. and called Archibald to reverse his position. Okay, so this is when, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, Harry and Meghan, they were getting dragged on social media. Like, I feel like they're still getting dragged. So they were getting dragged by, because I saw this being posted all over. They framed the funding as an example of efforts to silence Muslim voices. However, the group's aggressive public campaign also drew new attention to its operations. All right, understanding the role of Archewell as a nonprofit. All right, so Archewell is a registered U.S. nonprofit operating under the legal framework of, okay, blah, blah, blah. It's talking about the logistics. Okay, blah, 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 logistics. Y'all guys can read that. Y'all can read that for yourselves. It says here, grant recipients are expected to uphold the ethical standards set forth by funding agreements. When those standards are breached, funding may be lawfully and responsibly withdrawn. Okay. Critics of Archewell's decision, including Najib herself, claim that the move prioritized public image over principle, but this framing ignores the reality. Archewell's mission is rooted in dignity and compassion, and the foundation remains active in supporting Muslim-led organizations in Gaza relief, okay? The statement reaffirmed this commitment while defending its responsibility to set ethical limits, okay? So this is a part of the statement that Meghan and Harry's foundation, Archewell, released. So they said he remained deeply committed to our work in Muslim-led organizations and refugee support programs through the Welcome Project and relief efforts in Gaza. The claim that Harry and Meghan are silencing women of color or abandoning Palestine doesn't hold under scrutiny. Harry and Meghan have also used their platform to speak out against injustice in other forms, including racial and gender-based discrimination. What makes this case distinct is not a difference in political belief, but the use of language and imagery that can be perceived as inciting harm. Archewell's decision to end his partnership with MMWC was not made under pressure. It was guided by values. The foundation made clear that the associations with the symbols like the swastika inside a Star of David are unacceptable regardless of intent. Harry and Meghan's commitment to Muslim communities. In an era where nonprofit work faces intense scrutiny, protecting a foundation's integrity matters. Harry and Meghan have consistently supported Muslim and refugee communities. Archewell launched the Welcome Project to empower Afghani women through storytelling and sisterhood. It funded mental health support in Gaza, Syria, and Turkey via the Humanity Crew, partnered with World Central Kitchens to feed families in Gaza. Meghan worked directly with women from the Hub Community Kitchen. Informed in the wake of Grenfell Tower fire, many of these women were Muslim immigrants who used food to reclaim community after trauma. The result was the best-selling cookbook Together, which raised over $1.2 million. Okay, shout out to them for the kitchen. The proceeds funded expanded hours, community programming, and long-term support, while spotlighting the women's resilience and the healing power of shared meals. In celebration of Thanksgiving last year, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, and Archewell Foundation hosted a heartfelt dinner in Southern California. Welcome Project, the initiative led by the partner organization Mina List, has spent a year building community through storytelling and creating a safe. Okay. Final thoughts. The financial records tell their own story. The Milwaukee Muslim Women's Coalition reported net fundraising losses. Okay. Raising valid concerns about sustainability and fiscal transparency. In this context, it becomes clear why the organization may be leveraging the Archewell controversy to attract new donors. Okay, I guess y'all trying to, even at the expense of Harry and Meghan's reputation. Yet under the relentless spotlight of media scrutiny and public obsession, Archewell did not respond rashly. The foundation acted in response to a pattern, one marked by inflammatory imagery, politicized messaging, and public campaign that attempted to weaponize the Sussex's global platform. For those defending the mural, consider this: would you bring the exact image to your workplace? No, I would not. Or a public protest without fear of backlash. Okay. So this is Kanye. I'm not even gonna go into. I can't deal with that. The image is this. The retaliation. Okay. Will be defenses that Archewell registered. Okay. Blah blah blah. All right. So this article kind of broke it down. If y'all guys want to read it for yourselves, I can. I shared it on my Twitter. Here, okay, let me just say this. From, and I pointed it out many times, I made my comments. Like, from yes, from a PR point of view, Meghan and Harry were right to withdraw their money from donating it, because can we also be honest? And I feel like this is the part too where I think that people that are angry over Harry and Meghan about this situation need to also look at it from this standpoint too. Are we also forgetting? And it's no shade to Harry, and I not no all the shade to Harry, and I like Harry. But are we also forgetting that back in the day when like Harry was like 19 or 20 years old, he put a whole swastika on his what was it, like a costume party or something like that? It was like a whole costume party, and he had a whole swastika on his arm. And like literally since then, Harry has to go on like a whole 20-year apology tour, saying that, oh, it was just a Halloween party and I apologize for wearing the swastika. Like, I feel like people are also I'm sorry about laughing about this, but like right now he does not have the leeway to have these kinds of like, oh, like let my foundation have an attachment to, a nonprofit that used the swastika as a political message to show like, oh, like y'all becoming the people that y'all still hate. So Harry is not really in a place to have that kind of leeway, especially with the Jewish community. It's no shade. So it's like, I can see why the foundation was like, listen, we still, you still be out here apologizing about wearing that swastika costume back in like, 20 years ago, 2 decades ago. So it's like, we can't take no risk with you, okay? So that's number one. Number two, like I said, I just personally feel like I get what NWC was trying to say. Personally, like I can use my critical thinking skills. What they were trying to do and say with that Star David swastika, conflating them and say, hey, like y'all hated it so much, but y'all become the people that y'all hate. I get it, but still, like if you were to show this to like a bunch of the messaging is horrible, and there's gonna probably be some people that feel like, well, who cares? Like if it makes people uncomfortable, that's the whole point, because to show like, hey, like. Unfortunately, a good amount of the people collectively within this community are starting to be genocidal oppressors to another group. So y'all needs to be abrasive in that way. So it's like, I get it. It's like, but at the same time, it's like, it does not go over well. I'm sorry. Like, we're just going to have to keep it a stack. Like, we're going to have to read the room at certain points in our lives. Like, it does not go over well. So it's like, I can see why Harry and Meghan's foundation was just like, nah, like, we cutting ties. Like, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do, but my money, my coin is not going to be going to you. And it's like, I can see where they're going. I feel like if they would have used the image of Hitler, only Hitler, don't use the Star of David, don't use the swap, just use Hitler and say, hey, this, y'all becoming the people that y'all hated so much. I think that it would have gone over well. I personally, for me, I still feel like Harry and Meghan would have been with them. But I think that the swastika kind of was just like the straw that broke the camel's back thing. It was a straw that broke the camel's back. So I was like, I see where they were coming from. And here's the thing. I do feel sad about the situation, because it's like, I know, especially being like a fan of these two, like, and I've been following them for a long time and followed Meghan first. So it's like, I know the work that Meghan has specifically done for, especially for like the Muslim community, and like some of the work and the money that she has donated to these communities. So it's like, for me personally, it's like, I know where she's coming from and the work that she's done. So it's like, I hate the fact that she's kind of being attached to this whole situation where it's like, oh, they're against Muslim voices, or she's against the liberation of Palestinians, which I personally, for me, I don't believe is true. Like, even though like I don't know her personally or anything like that, but like I think that, just basing off of Meghan's previous political beliefs or what she said in the past, she's giving me like she probably would be against this whole genocide that's currently going on. And then on top of that, currently right now, she's supporting the World Kitchen in Gaza, feeding refugees, feeding the people that are currently being attacked. So it's like, can't we take those under considerations as well? Like, can't we take the work that she's done for the Hub Kitchen in London? Like, we also could, and the fact that she was able to raise up 1.2 million for that community, and especially that's gonna mostly benefit Muslim women in those situations. So it's like, I feel like we need to take those under consideration too. Like, I get where people feel like, oh, like they didn't stand on business, like they didn't stand on principle in this situation, which yes, but at the same time, it's like, can we be honest? Like, for us personally, especially since we want the liberation of Palestinians, are we really going to be out here protesting with a swastika on our posters and stuff like that, using that as like a messaging tool? No, like majority of us won't do it. So it's like, I do think that the Muslim Women's Coalition, it was a blunder. I don't think that they should be canceled though. I don't think that they should be canceled. Listen, we're living in a very unfortunate political cancel culture age. And it's not the regular people that are canceling. It's the government that's canceling. They're literally kidnapping whole people, legal residents, people that hold green cards. They're kidnapping them and sending them to whole camps. So it's like, I feel like we shouldn't be in this place to cancel. You know what I mean? So I just think that I see where it was a blunder. I don't want the Muslim Women's Coalition to be canceled. I think that they should learn from it. And listen, if they do get new donations from this, listen, it is what it is. Get your new donations. Continue to, fight for this cause and continue to help, Afghani refugees. But, like, I also feel like, Harry and Meghan made the right choice for their foundation. Like, I have to be honest about that. Like, they made the right choice for their foundation. That's just how I personally feel. But also, I will say this, though. Because there is this one particular fan account, and I said this in a different video. There's this one particular fan account that was very angry with Harry and Meghan for their decision when it came to this. And his fan account is on Instagram, and I have to, I won't say the name because I don't want y'all to go dragging into it. But, like, I don't understand how you could be so angry at Harry and Meghan for this, but yet you still supported Kamala Harris, who was still going to continue the genocide and was standing by Israel. So it's like, it doesn't make sense. Like, you're holding private citizens more accountable than the political figure who, when she was VP, her president laid the foundation for this genocide to happen. And you still went in the booth, okay? Like I said before, you went in the booth, no bars. You went in the booth and voted for that woman. So it's like, you still wanting her to making political decisions, especially political decisions that would affect the Palestinian lives. So it's like, affecting them more than how Harry and Meghan ever could, because Harry and Meghan are just private citizens, if you really think about it. So it's like, how are you holding Harry and Meghan more accountable than the politicians that are in power, that actually have the gavel to actually move this thing around? I just think it's hypocrisy on her end. That's just my thoughts on that. But anyway, y'all guys, like I said before, I am a fan of Harry and Meghan. Like, I support Meghan's products. I still eat her jam. Her raspberry spread is in my fridge. I like her down. But yeah, like, I just show both sides of the situation. Anyway, y'all guys tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let's get up to 2,000 subscribers. Let's get those watch time hours up. My previous Meghan commentary is up on my channel too. You guys can go check out my review of With Love Meghan and the raspberry spread unpackaging that I put up on my channel. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.